I've been training fascia for over 100 days now, and in this video I'm going to tell you the benefits and the reason why I'm hopefully going to be training it for the next 100 days too. See, perhaps like many of you, prior to these 100 days, I had always been searching for some sort of mobility training that allows me to keep my body flexible, but whilst also keeping me strong. And now I dabbled with a lot of things like yoga, and I enjoyed them, but they never quite fit in my system. But when I found this style of fascia training, it kind of slotted into place, and I was able to train strength and mobility as one with long-lasting, consistent results. Now, firstly, I'm going to make sure you know exactly what sort of mobility training I'm talking about. Now, when you're utilizing fascia to its full extent, you tend to be in the dynamic style stretching zone. This is because the way fascia is it is a naturally stretchy fiber that has an elastic property, so it likes to stretch out and then elasticate back in, just like a rubber band comes out and back in. So when we train it, we want to come out and back in. You'll see this in the videos that I pop up in the background of this video. So now you know what I'm actually meaning by fascia mobility. Let me tell you why this is so powerful and why it's been so consistent in my training regime. Basically, what I've learned and what I learned right away was when you hold a stretch, you actually switch that muscle off. So you're essentially reducing the power output for that muscle. And if you're someone like me and you want to be strong and stable, so you can do activities and sports and lift really heavy weights, then you do not want to switch off your muscles. So when you train fascia in this dynamic way, it gives you a tool to be able to stretch and mobilize your muscles, but without ever switching them off. And this is what I learned is key. Now, one of the things that's been so great over the last 100 days is the consistency that I've been able to keep these mobility stretches up. And the reason why it's so easy to stay consistent is because the intensity of these stretches is so low, and the time it takes to do them is really low too. So no matter how tired I'm feeling, or no matter how stretched on time I am, I can always do them. It doesn't take long, and it doesn't take barely any energy. If anything, you feel a little bit more energized afterwards. So that has been a big key thing that's kept me consistent. Another great thing about these sorts of stretches is you can do them anywhere, and I have been doing them everywhere. So like every morning, sort of when I'm in the kitchen making breakfast, I'm doing my stretches. It takes like less than a minute, but just keeping that consistently on my sort of body is actually really allowed me to keep like mobile, but just like not taking anything out of my day. So before I started all of this stretching, I did what is called a mobility screen, which is where you can test each fascial line. Your body is made up of different fascial lines basically, and you can actually test each line to see which specific one on your specific body is tight. So by doing this, I found out 1 or 2 specific lines of fascia that were tight on my body. So every time I go to do my mobility, I don't waste time stretching all the bits that I don't really need to. Although I do like doing a full body approach. The ones that I've stayed most consistent are the ones that I am the tightest. And again, this has been great for keeping consistent because I'm not wasting time on doing things that I don't need to. So when I first started doing these, in the first, literally instantly after the first few times doing it, so the things that I felt different in my body, I felt more open. I literally felt taller, but also like stable and energized after doing the stretches. So when you first start, literally some of the stretches you'll do, you can go for a walk afterwards and you feel the benefits instantly. I'm not joking. Now I've been doing them for longer, I don't necessarily feel the benefits so much because they're already there. But what I have noticed after doing it for 100 days is I can literally do like one repetition of one of the stretches, and my body, because it remembers the range of motion, I get the whole, like, I don't have to warm up to it. I kind of just do it once and then it's done. And that sort of gets all the benefits out of stretching just literally in about 3 seconds. One of the things I noticed after doing things like yoga is I actually felt like drowsy afterwards. And that's, as I've said before, because the muscles switch off. But after doing these mobility exercises, I feel like energized. And that's been one of the key things for me. And it's not just me that this has worked on. I am a personal trainer and I've got clients, and some of them have come to me really tight and like in need of a lot of mobility work. And by doing the mobility screen to find out specifically where they are tight, and then giving them multiple different exercises to help those tight areas, I've seen like dramatic results and heard dramatic results within the first month or so of doing these exercises. So once you learn a few of these moves, they are literally like an all-in-one mobility, stretching, all you need to take care of your body from a sort of stretching standpoint. You don't really need to do anything else. And that's probably the last thing I'll say about why it's been so easy to stay consistent, because I know that by doing these things, I kind of tick that box off and gain all those flexibility and mobility benefits by just doing something so simple as a few specific dynamic stretches. Another benefit that I nearly forgot about is how peaceful these movements are. So each exercise has a specific breathing pattern that all the exercises use, and that is where you exhale on the eccentric part of the movement. But basically what this is doing is allowing you to exhale longer than you're inhaling, which is the exact type of down breathing that calms your nervous system down. And when you learn this as a skill, it just makes you a bit more peaceful. And when you start to loosen out your fascia, you have just a more of a sense of peace in your body. And I found it easier to meditate after doing these stretches as well. It's just a little extra bonus. So if you haven't tried training fascia in this way, I do have a full body mobility routine on my channel, so check that out. And that'll just give you a little intro into what I've been talking about. So stay strong, mobile, and peaceful. Peace out.